Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. Today, I realized I misspoke yesterday in the video. We were actually doing verse 38, not verse 37, and I wrote that in the title of the thing. But I realized why. It's because the Gita Daily website and the Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is was doing it all wrong. They said 37 and 38 when it was actually 38 and 39. So I'm following, I mean, all the rest of the books say 38, that I did 38 yesterday, not 37. So I'm going to be following that nomenclature, and I'm going to, like, I have been following that nomenclature, just like very strict four sections for each verse by verse. So we're going to be doing 39 today, not 38. So I want to share some things today before we start, and it's personal growth related stuff. It's related to what I was talking about yesterday about anger and ego and how necessary ego is and things like that. So if you want to go straight to the verse, please scroll to where you can see the screen and you'll get straight to the verse. So, what I wanted to share about is related to what I was talking about yesterday about anger. I had been feeling anger for 2 days. It went away yesterday, but I had been feeling anger, and I was analyzing it. I was like, why was I feeling this anger? And is there? I'm very brain based. I have been cultivating my heart and intuition lately, and I believe that I'm getting stronger at it. My comfort zone is the brain, though. I love to analyze and I love to think through things and tease things out and like have debates about things. Like I love it. That's my, I get in the zone when I'm doing that. So I was analyzing about the anger, and I was like, what is the reason for it, and do we need, like, why was I feeling it, and was it a good thing? And I came to this conclusion that the anger was really good. So the anger was valid. So it's not even about validity. Like, it was valid because people were crossing my boundaries and I needed to enforce it. And it was also, part of it was something that was happening right then that needed to be addressed. And part of it was something that somebody had said to me many months ago, and I was still rolling in it, like I was still thinking about it. But that anger was good because now I know, like, now I understand that anger gave me the strength to look at it in a real way. So it just gave me, like, if this situation happened again, then I would know how to handle it this time because I understood, like, because I came up with words to express how I felt in that, because in that moment I hadn't been able to come up with the words, and that's why it was still rolling in me, is because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know how to handle it if it came up again in the future, but now I do. That same situation. So I love being, I mean, people think that you're overthinking things and whatever. I don't believe that. I believe that overthinking happens when you don't know how to solve a situation. You're just continuously looping because you don't know how to solve it in the future. So because I'm so aware of that, I let myself feel that anger, and I feel good about that, and I let myself come up with solutions that I can talk about, that I can, like, so if that same exact situation was to happen again, how would I respond to that? And once I can feel it, once I come up with a solution where I can respond to that, then I let it go. Then it's easy to let go. Then it just disappears. Then then I don't need to hold on to it any longer. And I write it down, because if I don't write it down, then I'm trying to hold it in my head. And when I'm trying to hold it in my head, the anger doesn't dissipate. So when I write it down, then it does dissipate because I know that I can look it up whenever I want to. So that's my technique. But what I was also realizing is that the ego is necessary. The anger is created by the ego, right? It's a need for separation, and I realized that that separation is necessary. I realized that that separation is good. I realized that the anger is good, the ego is good. People have said that the ego is good, and I've never really understood it. I think last night, early this morning, basically in those wee hours of the early morning, I actually realized what people meant when they said that the ego is a good thing, because, and that separation, like boundaries and everything, it's, I realized deeper, and I realized that it is good because I am not at the place right now where everything is okay, where um, I am so connected with God that nothing else matters around me. I am at a place where I do need to feel safe, and if I am letting people walk over me, and then I become very weak, and if I'm weak, then I'm not able to have the strength to build my connection with God and build my path to God. So that separation is good for my path towards God. It's good for my spiritual growth in the moment, because that's what I need. That's the need of that's the need of the hour. Um, okay, what else was it? Okay, hold on one moment. Yeah, so the another thing that I was thinking is um so I didn't even feel that that anger was real. For some reason, throughout those 2 days when I was feeling it, I didn't even feel that there was any reality to the anger. I was a little bit, and I'm still confused about it. I don't understand it. It was a glimpse of some sort of idea that I have not fleshed out yet, and it might take me time. I don't know how long it'll take me to flesh this out, but it felt like, so as I was feeling the anger, and as I was feeling the joy for the anger, because I was learning, and I was learning how to handle situations like that, I realized that there is something fake about it, or something not real about it, something not whatever. So I wanted to bring that up. Like, if anyone has any ideas, please let me know about what that meant. But it felt good that I was there. And I listened to more of Bhakti Vigyan Goswami's lectures, and I started listening to one where he is talking about the stages of spiritual growth, and I think that's extremely powerful, because I think a lot of people just skip over, and that's where the judgment comes, and people are just like, you should know this, and they're just like, but we are going through stages, and the best way to grow is to understand that we're going through stages. Oh, and one more thing. Because I had all of these thoughts, and these were all early morning thoughts, and I hadn't written them down because I was half asleep. So when I woke up, I didn't know what I was going to say, and I put this so much pressure on myself that I was very, very nervous about shooting this video. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to remember, and if I don't remember, then the video is going to be just lame. It's not going to be powerful enough. Nobody's going to like it. Nobody's going to, like, it's not going to mean anything. Like, all of that just fear that comes up from, like, I want, all of that came up. So and then I decided I am not going to worry about it. I'm not going to, and I do this to myself. I've done this to myself all my life. I start doing something, I put so much pressure on myself that I just fall apart, and I stop doing everything, because it's like it has to be absolutely perfect, or otherwise it doesn't work. So I decided, I'm starting to be more aware of that now, and I decided that I'm going to let go of that, whatever it is. I'm just going to go straight into the verse, and if I don't remember anything, that's fine. So I did go straight into the verse when I was preparing, and then I decided to give myself a few minutes to see if I can think about it, and then I did remember the whole anger conversation that I was having in my head. So I did speak about it, but it just the amount of pressure that I had put on myself. Oh my God! So I'm sure a lot of people do that, and yeah, I would encourage you to not do that. Just simplify it. Simplify. If you're not able to do what you would love to do, just simplify it. That's okay. Okay, let's go into the verse now. Verse 39. Oh, wait, let me talk about the translation first. Yes. So the previous verse was Yadyapi, let's यद्यपि एते न पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं comes up in this verse as well, dosham mitradrohe cha patakam. So even though they do not see, even though greed has overpowered their Chetasha, thoughts. So here Swami Mukundanand says thoughts, and in Srila Prabhupada says hearts. In my understanding, Chetana is like kind of consciousness, like beingness, consciousness. So even though greed has overpowered their consciousness, their beingness, So even though they do not see, even though greed has overpowered their consciousness, kula kshaya kritam, kula is like our kula, our lineage. So it's like our relatives, basically. So in an kritam is to do. So to do the killing, kshaya, of the kula, there is fault. And to wreak treachery, mitrudrohe, to betray their friends, is a sin. So their translation is that they're not seeing anything wrong in killing their relatives. They're not seeing any fault in killing their relatives. They're not seeing any sin in wreaking treachery upon their friends. And even though they do not see, even though greed has overpowered their chetna, even their consciousness. So this verse is the translation. Let's read the translation. Their thoughts are overpowered by greed. They see no wrong in annihilating their relatives or reaching treachery upon the friends. Yet, why should we, who can clearly see the crime in killing our kindred, turn away from this sin? That's the translation. Now let's sing it and let's go from there. कथं न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन. Okay, so Janardhan is the name for Krishna. There was an explanation somewhere earlier. We've seen this word before, but I'm not seeing it right now, so I'll let go of that. So, O Krishna. So here, Katham, why not should be known we? Why should we, when we know, like Jyam, Gyan, kind of, I think it probably comes somewhere from that, which means knowledge. When we know, why should we not turn away, basically, is the next thing. Papat, from sin, these to turn away. Why should we not turn away from these sin? When we know it, when we know it, when we, the JM, when we know this, why should we not turn away from this sin? Kulaksheya kritam, that's the same word in the third section, same thing. So killing our kula, killing our relatives, killing our kin, killing our lineage, doing the killing of our lineage, so basically killing our lineage, is a crime. We know. So if dosham is fault here, dosh is a crime. Like, we know that it's wrong. We know that it's a problem. So prapashyadbhir, we who can see, we can see that it's a crime. So why should we not turn away from killing our kindred? So that's the O Janardhan. When we can see that this killing of our kindred is a crime, why should we not turn away from these sins? Okay, so Swami Mukundanand's thing is, their thoughts are overpowered by greed and they see no wrong in annihilating their relatives or wreaking treachery upon friends. Yet, O Janardhan, why should we, who can clearly see the crime in killing our kindred, not turn away from this sin? So let me read from the Sri Krishna, Koti Sri Krishna's book. So 38, overcome by greed, they fail to see the evil in killing one's own family and betraying friends. And then 39, he says, we can clearly see the wrong in killing our kin. Isn't it better to stay away from this evil? So that's verse 39. We will do verse 40 tomorrow. Wish you a very beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.